Alright, so I got the my inverter. It's an all-in-one. It's a 48 volt all-in-one system. So the mounting is here, here, and there. So what I came up with is that's a 1/4 inch strut nut, right? We haven't glued it in there yet. I'm going to use the epoxy. I got my nut came loose. That's a problem. Alright, I think I got that one tight. I wonder if I can get two. That's not as close. Yeah. Holy cow. This thing just shot down the wrong direction. Alright. It's actually on there remarkably good for having only one bolt. Ah! Holy cow! It like shot all the way down there. It would be nice if they just made these in different sizes, more sizes. That would be awesome. Yeah, so I didn't turn the camera on for the final winning install, but it's on there. There's no movement there. That thing's heavy. So I'm like thinking this system's gonna have 4 of these. I'm like 1, 2, 3. Oops. So I might end up adjusting this stuff down before I start. Yeah, I moved the panel over to the end, or I left a little bit because the plan is to just do this same thing all the way down and run these across and run them across the top too. So I'll do it down the other side, right? And honestly, I've been, like, where am I going? What am I trying to do with this whole system, right? And I bought this panel early on in this whole thing, right? And it's like, I look at that, I'm like, that's what houses have had. That's what my house had in it that I just sold that had all the power I pretty much needed. So I bought that, right? Okay. So now this is a 200 amp system, okay? Now, this is basically a 50 amp thing. So I need 4 of those, and these are built to connect to each other. So you just keep adding them up to 9, okay? So, but for this system right here, I've been trying to decide, like, where am I really just, like, what am I going? Is it just unlimited? I'm just trying to get up to that 9, or where am I going to be happy? Well, when I found that's a 50 amp, I go, well, that's where I'm going to be happy with 4 of those, right? And from there, you can easily work backwards to how big a battery you need, which is 800 amp hours. So I need an 800 amp hour battery at 48 volts. Okay, so I moved the panel up. Basically, the concept was when I get the wire way, I put it there, and the distance difference, like if I would have left this down there, because that's the rail that used to be on the bottom, right? So it was below that, right? So the bottom was down like here. Go over here, look at all that extra wire I'd have to run just from that difference, right? So to cut down on wire length, I move the panel up. That way, all the inverters go here, boom. 2 more on that end, 1 more on this end. The wire way goes underneath there. I'm not exactly sure where my 12 volt system is going to go yet. So, but I am going to be getting my other container. So I literally was going to wire out this container with a bunch of stuff to run all this stuff, and now I'm just going to wire out the other container. So I'm super glad I did not do that the other day. I got more stuff in the car, so much stuff, and of course I had this wire here, this 4 gauge, which is what I need to go from the inverter to the battery. So yes, there's a battery down there. That's your 100 amp, I think it's a 100 amp hour, 120 or something like that, from Tech Direct, 48 volt. It has a breaker switch, and it has one of these plugs here. Right, so I just wire this bad boy up, and of course though, that wire that I have isn't long enough to go from here all the way to there. So I have to buy some more wire. And since I do not have a wireway, I mean the wireway is like future, you know. I mean right now it's just going to be connected to here somehow to support the wire. Because there's nothing in there. You're just going to put the lugs on there, and then this is all funky fitting sizes, right? So I'll just support the wires here. That way that whole big thing won't be hanging on there. I'll take all the weight off the wires. I might put something there to do. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. So that is the next step, to actually wire stuff. I did this the other day. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I did that. So I'm good to go. On my wire, I've got my fuse here. Right, boom. I got my lugs. So I pretty much have everything. I have breakers for my panel, right? The only thing I don't have is the 50 amp breaker that goes between here and here. So this has a 200 amp breaker, but until I have 4 of those, I won't be making 200 amps. So this breaker is kind of a funky situation. I'm pretty sure I can just run through one side. So my first one, I'll have one side that hot. Then when I get my other one, that will make my other side hot. But still, I need a 50 amp breaker between here and here. And I'll need that same 50 amp breaker between each one of these. So each one of these will have to have its own 50 amp breaker. And then this has a 200 amp breaker that just might be completely useless. Like I really, maybe I could use like a custom, like maybe I can even customize this myself. I don't even know. But yeah, like, cause I have room up here. I could put, 50 amp breaker, 50 amp breaker, 50 amp breaker, 4 50 amp breakers, and then just run them to here and just take this whole thing just out. I don't know. That's really what right now I'm just kind of there figuring that out. I've asked on the forum and, yeah, I haven't really found the parts yet. I went into Home Depot and Lowe's and they just don't have everything 50 amp goes and touches 2 of these. So if you touch 2 of those, you're on both sides. So it only can connect to 1. But really, I don't even want that kind of connection. I just want, basically an inline freaking that I could just in one side, in the other side. And I might have to do a whole separate box. Or I don't know if it's legit to put a breaker in a wire way. I don't know. But I might end up having to put a breaker box below each one of these, a little miniature one, I don't know, or maybe, well, I got to keep the distance, so I don't know where I'd put these breaker boxes. This would be ideal to do it up in there, and maybe even legitimately just take that out if it's, I don't even know. It can stay, it's not a big deal, but yeah, I did, and this is normally where wires would be running through and stuff, so this is probably not actually a good place to put a 50 amp breaker. Or 4 50 amp breakers, right? I need like something else, somewhere else to hold that. That's my, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Peace.